All right, I'm going to call to order the 2013 International Segway Polo Association Board of Directors meeting for Wednesday, February 6, 2013. Jamie, would you take roll?
Sure. Ross?
Here.
Crawforst?
Here.
Long?
Here.
Hole is here. Sheeb is not here.
Okay.
Roll is confirmed.
Thank you. So the first item that we'll do each time is we'll go through approval for the minutes. Jamie, thank you. Those were the most extensive minutes I've ever seen, and I can't thank you enough for that. That was a huge help for me to go back and review some of the stuff that was said, so I really appreciate that. So can I get a nomination to approve the minutes?
I nominate that we approve the minutes.
And I will second it. Jamie, we take a vote?
Sure.
What do you...
Ross?
Oh, wait, Bo, you've got a question?
Yeah, I got a question. What do you mean with approve the minutes?
So the email that Jamie sent out that has a recap of everything that was said.
Okay.
When at each meeting, at the subsequent next, the next meeting after that, we will approve those, meaning that they're accurate and that we agree with what was what transpired.
Okay, I understand. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Jamie, can you go ahead and call for a vote?
Sure. Ross?
Yes.
Crawforst?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
And Hole is yes.
Okay, great. Moving on. The last meeting we talked a lot about WAS Cup. We got dates. I put a notice out to the All Teams member group on Facebook. It was well received. I was really, really glad to see that people are starting to see what we're doing and starting to understand what we're trying to accomplish. Steve, you were asked about getting a couple of people together. Can you go ahead and give us some updates on that?
Yes, at the meeting or at the practice last weekend, I talked to George Clark and Steve Ozdemir, and both of them will get in touch with Nizar Zaka. We went over a list of possible things that we could help with. The list, and I'll go down them. I know two of you have put on WAS Challenge Cups in the past, and this will be second nature to you, but just a recap. Accommodations, or the hotel, there's at American University in Washington, D.C., there's about a dozen within a few mile radius, and I went over some of them and the cost. Somebody's going to have to go there and make a pitch to try to get a discount. Okay, the accommodations, transportation to and from the hotel and the airport if possible, insurance, segways, and I'll get to that in a second, the team tents, segway maintenance area, segway charging, the night storage and subsequent security, admission for the guests and the players, scoring structure, and George and I talked about that a little bit, the PA system and announcer, goals and cones, meetings for captains and the referees, concessions or food, restrooms, media center if necessary, medical staff, and balls. Is there anything else that I'm missing there that you'd like to add?
I'll chime in a little bit. The only thing that there's a couple things that I have taught when I talked to Nizar initially. Based on the past two WAS Cups, I have found that transportation is a lost leader. It is extremely expensive, and people tend to just do their own thing anyway because transportation is scheduled on time. In a place like Barbados, it made a lot of sense. We didn't have, the field was far away, and there was a lot of things going on. It has not really added up at any other WAS Cup. My mention to Nizar was to focus very little or at all. on transportation. I think people, when they're traveling, expect to rent a car, or in the case of a lot of, I know a lot of the German teams have buddied up in the past and rented one car between 4 people or whatever, and I think the cost is minimal. So I recommend that they don't do anything with transportation. The other thing is that this is, my recommendation is this is the first year that we require the event to have a meeting place for those board members that choose to come, so that we can have a face-to-face meeting there. Jamie, I don't know what your plans are. I doubt you will be coming, but if you do choose to come, that's fine. That's why I said the board members that will be choosing to go. I think that's important at every WAS Cup, to give the board a place to go and talk and maybe go over some things that need to be in person, exchange things that need to be exchanged, that kind of thing. So if you could add that to the list. Other than that, goals. I still have the goals that were made by Ralph Esser, and I have all of those labeled. I believe, although I haven't talked to him completely, I can go ahead and get a message out to him, but I believe he wants to donate those to ISPA. So it's only 2 goals, though, so we may want to figure out if that's what we want to use, or if there's, if we want to come up with some other kind of a goal, or if we want to recommend something for them. I don't know. What do you feel on that, guys? The
goals that you have are a little different now than the ones that are used in Europe, but the ones in Europe have a cross member to denote the 5-foot height. And there's an add-on that Ralph will be bringing if you bring yours to Washington, or we can ship them with the Segways.
I think we should ship them with the Segways, I think that the talk with Ralph, I don't know if you're in any communication with him. I haven't been for a while, but if you're in any communication with him, we have them here. I've told him that. He does know that I have them. I definitely don't want, I don't want them from a standpoint of owning them. I would much rather have them as an ISPA, a piece of ISPA equipment that we can ship or move as necessary.
Okay, great. I'll send them a message on as to the goals, and see what they can do about bringing a second set with them. Or I know Barbados has some goals, but they don't have the cross member.
Okay, I know that our goals are the ones that I have. I believe have the cross member, if I remember right.
The one that goes across the top for the 5-foot height.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's the ones that I have. I have the ones that he built that are the collapsible.
Right.
The whole goal is collapsible.
From what I remember, they didn't have the cross member, but maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, okay, it's possible.
If you could look, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll double check that. I've got all the boxes and stuff here, and maybe Ralph, you might feel him out for it, but he's a very giving guy. He might be willing to create another set of goals, and then
Sure.
ISPA, for ISPA sanctioned events, the organizers can request those, and if they pay for shipping, I don't see any reason why we couldn't just hang on to those.
Okay,
So
I'll see what he says.
Yeah, see what he wants to do. That'd be great.
Okay, and as far as the Segways go, Steinberg has 19 I2s that he's willing to ship across. He's gotten some fairly new ones recently.
I think that'd be great. The problem that I have with that whole situation is that he has 19 I2s today.
Yes, I know, but he should have them. Yeah, he's hanging on to them because of Burning Man in October, I believe.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
so. He has a lot of X's and the I2s, and you're right. He has a lot that he goes through. I'll talk to him again. I gave him a call last week after our meeting, and that's what he said.
Okay, I've got a message out to him about prizes for the logo design contest too. So we can both kind of hit him from both angles and kind of follow up from that side. Other than that, I have I have agreed to send Nizar everything I've got from 2010 as far as a booklet. It's just getting the time to put it together right now. Like I said, and you guys all know, my company's moving in about 2.5 weeks, and so we're in the final stretch of clearing out a warehouse and things that we've lived in for over 10 years. So,
Hey, Rob.
yeah.
Remember that Word document that I sent you before your WAS Cup with all the information?
Let me look. I'm looking right now. Let's see.
It was about 5 pages.
Yeah, I think I still have that.
Well, I sent the same thing to Eric and Alexander last year for Sweden, and I have both copies. If someone gives me Nizar's email address, I can easily send him that.
Okay. Let me just make sure that I have it sitting here. I do. Let me just copy his email real quick, because I will forget. Okay, I just sent to you his email address, so that'd be great. I appreciate it. That'll give him a good head start. We've really got to get him coordinated, Steve. Let George and Steve know to basically hit him hard for communication, and within 1 day of posting the dates for the tournament, we got no host hotel, and so it's not, it needs to be communicated that ISPA is not going to be announcing all of these things. If he wants anybody to announce something, he can communicate directly with Bo, and Bo can get information out there, but Nizar is welcome to post it as well.
Will do. I'll talk to the two Steves and George.
Okay, perfect. And thanks for doing that. So, okay, keeping on the WAS Cup theme, we had received initially, and it's going to require a little bit of discussion because Olaf had, prior to the end of his term, made a semi-official announcement. I don't even think it was semi-official. It was pretty official. And he had said that WAS Cup would be held every other year, beginning 2013, and the European Championship would be held every other year, beginning 2014. That raised a little bit of controversy, and Olaf made the announcement through me, and it had some good response and some bad response. The issue has become of whether we do that or not, and I don't know. I think we need to just talk about it. So, comments from anybody on that topic?
Yes, that's the point on the agenda from me. I talked to the people here in Germany, and they all said that it's very expensive for us to get to a WAS Cup every year. So no normal World Cup will be held every year, even at football, handball, or something like this. And you have to get all things done with your family. You have to book the flights. You have to make your holiday trip done, and so it's very it's a discussion in the family, even by me and Barbara, that we go every year to a WAS Cup. So there was the thing that we thought to hold it every second year. It's more interesting for people to come then to the WAS Cup because it's only every second year, and they can see all the other guys from the world. And maybe it's a thing to represent the sport more individual, I think, and it's not so such a stress to get it every year.
I don't I agree with that. The problem that I have with it is the European Championship. So I mean, if I'm understanding the proposal, what we're saying is we would have one major tournament in Europe on even years or odd years, whatever the case is, and on the alternating year have WAS Cup. And the issue that I think that becomes difficult is that if we have one tournament in Europe and then one tournament elsewhere, then everybody who lives outside of Europe is still traveling twice. How would you propose that we deal with that?
Yeah, you can travel twice, but if you want to, if you have a European Championship, that's the main tournament in this year then, and if there's another tournament in Barbados or in the US, and you want to go there, I think you can do this, but it's not the World Championship then. So I think the meaning of a World Championship, it's a little bit bigger than a European Championship or a German Championship or whatever you call it, or American Championship or something like that. But when you go to a World Championship, it's the World Cup. So it's more important for the players to get there, and they can choose if they want to or if they don't.
So basically, if I'm to understand it right, then we're talking about WAS Cup is considered the World Championship, where we would have that every other year. We would not specify, at least specify any other tournament, and there would be or likely be sanctioned tournaments in various locations around the world, but those would not be the WAS Cup would still remain as the main tournament that we all struggle to get to. Struggle, using that loosely. Is that correct?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. So WAS Cup is the only thing like a World Cup, and the other tournaments are nice to have, but you don't have to go there if you don't want to. So you can save a little bit money the year over, and then you go the second year to the WAS Cup again.
Okay. Well, I'm open for that. I don't know what the downside is. Comments from you guys, Steve and Jamie?
Go ahead, Jamie. You first.
Sorry, I gotta change from Word to Skype. It takes me a second when I'm typing. I'm not sure I understand fully the concept here. Are we saying I get having WAS Cup every other year, and I get that having a European Cup in the other years, but what about the Americans and what about the Swedes? Unless each country has their own quote-unquote cup, then somebody's going to be doing traveling anyway. So is that not the issue anyway? Is that not the issue that we're talking about? Somebody has to travel unless each country has their own cup. Am I following correctly?
Yes and no. That was my exact answer, but I think that came back, Jamie, that the WAS Cup would be the World Cup, the official. In fact, at some point we might even talk about renaming it or something, but that would be the World Cup, and it would be held every other year. And then it is completely, there wouldn't be any other large European tournament that we would all travel to, although we could. There would be other sanctioned ISPA sanctioned tournaments, whether they be on a local level or, in the case of the European Championship, on a larger scale. But WAS Cup would be WAS Cup would be the ISPA's only major World Cup tournament, and it would be held only every other year. So you could always go to a local tournament if you want to, as long as it's ISPA sanctioned. But it wouldn't be required to go. So basically, we would just reduce the sport down to every other year.
Okay, I understand.
It's correct. You have to travel even in Europe, but a flight to Stockholm costs us about 80 euros. So it's very cheap for us to fly around Europe, but it's very expensive to go to the US, to the Barbados or something like this. And we normally do this with our holidays. And so if you got a family, you have always to talk to your wife or to your husband and to your kids that you will go to the next World Cup 3 weeks holiday, and you spend 1 week in the stadium, didn't see anything out of the stadium sometimes, and that's very hard to discuss in our families. So it's always a holiday, and normally you do the holiday with your family. So to go to Stockholm for 3 days to have a local tournament or European tournament, that's not the problem. But to go 3 weeks to USA or to Barbados or something like this, or Japan if they come, or something other country in the world, that costs a lot of time and a lot of money. So that was the issue I was discussing about.
Yeah, I completely understand. Makes a lot of sense.
Now, how is that? WASCUP will still rotate. The proposal, I would assume, would be WASCUP would still rotate to a host city anywhere in the world. So in certain times, if it's held in California, it would obviously be cheaper for people in California to go, and if it's held in Germany, it would be cheaper for people in Germany to go. Is that still the concept? That it would travel and it would be everywhere?
Yeah, sure. But
I don't think that would change. I think it's just the issue of the major expense of it being an international tournament, and it could be in California, it could be in Germany, it could be in Sweden, it could be in Barbados. The additional expense of such long travels for whoever has to travel the longest, I think that's where the issue of every other year is coming. That 1 year, let it be minimal costs of, as Bo said, a flight to Sweden, or Sweden having a flight to Germany, or vice versa, and the Americans playing within the Americans, and then the following year having the additional expense of the international event of WASCUP, and then the next year being able to go back to minimal expenses followed by additional expense for the international. I think that's what it's coming down to, of minimalizing expenses 1 year to be able to justify the additional long-term expense and harditure on the family of a week of vacation solely in one location. I mean, am I trailing off here?
No, yeah, I think you're right on target. Any other comments? I think it's something that we need to get more information from. I'd like to see us put out a poll and see what all of the players that are willing to vote in the poll, and see what we come up with.
I agree with the poll. I think one issue coming up really fast on this would be to say we have the WAS Challenge Cup here in California. It could be 4 years later before we see it in America again. If we have the WAS Cup here, and then the European Championship, then a WAS Challenge Cup again in Europe, and then European Championship in Europe, and then the WAS Cup where?
Well, I think the problem with that, though, Steve, is that the Europeans have far more teams than we do, and I think that we in the U.S. have, and I think that they are a lot more organized to hold more tournaments. So if we're really talking about those tournaments being sanctioned local tournaments, whether they're local on a scale of a city or whether they're local on a scale to a country, that really is their side of things, and we can go there. If you focus on just WASCUP, I don't know, it moves from around the world. I mean, if you look at the past 4 or 5 years, it's been Germany, Barbados, California, Sweden. It hasn't really been in one place, and yeah, it might be It might be 4 times before it's back in the States again. But I think that gives us the ability, Cal Classics. I mean, nobody's going to travel from Europe to go to a Cal Classic, just like the likelihood of anyone from the U.S. or even a small faction of people from the U.S. going to a European tournament is probably slight as well.
Hey,
That's
Olaf
exactly
was in
what
our
I was
last
just going to
Classic.
mention.
What was that, Steve?
Olaf was in our last California Classic.
Touche.
Well, that was very special.
And there were several Bayesians and Michael O'Connor from Folsom that were in the European Championship as well. So it does happen, but I think of those as the choice rather than all the teams getting together and preparing. I'm fine with WAS Cup being every year. I'm also fine with it being every other year. But I would think that we would need to work really hard to foster more local tournaments and better local tournaments. But I think before we make any vote, it needs to go to a poll. I think the people need to be involved on this one, and we need to ask everybody and take some of those numbers. We ultimately will make whatever decision we think is right. Frankly, I didn't go to Sweden, and it was based on expense. I've got a wife and child, and it was going to be $10,000 to go to Sweden, and I just didn't see spending that kind of money, and knowing that I'm going to have to spend it again come WAS Cup time.
Same here, and I was the first WAS Challenge Cup I've missed in 6 years. It played hell on my mind.
Yeah, it was tough. It was really hard, especially coming off of a local, having WAS Cup local here in California. It was really tough to not be able to go, and we met Bo. That was where I met Bo, was in Folsom, and being able to not go and see everybody, which I think is half of WAS Cup. I really do. I think the tournament is great, but half of it is I truly believe that the group of people that we play with are like family members, and I know my wife's going through Europe this summer, and she's staying with people from our family, our Segway Polo family. And I just, it kills me to miss people like that and not be able to see them once a year, and that's trouble. But I do, it makes perfect sense. And I think the every other year thing may be better for the organizers to get more people to attend.
Yes, I think that's it's a very important thing to announce the tournament very early, maybe in this year to 2015, and then the people have the time to collect their money for the 2 years to go to the WAS Cup then. And I also think it's in Germany, if I talk to the Balban Mammuts or some other teams, they are thinking, okay, the next WAS Cup could be held in Barbados. That's really, really nice there. And we leave Washington, we don't go to Washington, and we go next year to Barbados. So they choose which country is more interesting for them. And they don't really talk about it or say it often to face, but you can recognize it a little bit then, because Barbados was a place they talked about in Balder in the European Championship. It was the choose between Barbados or Washington. And if we say, okay, Barbados could it be in 2015, they think, okay, I have to wait 2 years to go to a WAS Cup, so I go to Washington then.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I think that statement makes a lot of sense. And I know that if it was every other year, I don't think personally I would question going regardless. It gives me time to save up to do that. It's suddenly, half as much.
Okay, 2015 in Barbados it is. I'll second it. Want to take a vote?
I would like to get a poll out to everybody and find out if everybody's on what the stance of the people is. I believe, and I'm going to do some checking really quick, but I believe that Facebook has polls.
Yes, they do.
Yes, it has.
All right. So, Bo, can you get a poll out with just a simple question of would you prefer to see the Segway Polo World Cup and then maybe in parentheses WAS Cup, the championship held every year or every other year? And
Yes, I can do. I can do this.
Let's
I've
do
never done it in Facebook, but I will try.
All right. Well, if you can't figure it out, then shoot an email out to one of us, and there's enough IT people in around that we can probably figure it out. So, so I think that would be a smart idea. Are we at least in agreement on that side?
Yes.
Okay. Jamie?
Yep.
All right. All right. Anything else, Bo, to talk about on that before we get to the next item, or are you good with that?
No, that's okay for me. Thanks.
Okay, great. All right. Jamie, ISPA logo design contest.
I have just sent all of you an email with what I have done so far. I only did one. I showed it to Rob yesterday because I didn't know if there was anything in particular I was supposed to do, if any color scheme, any particular wording. I just kind of played around with it and came up with, blue is a pretty standard color, so all of you should have it by now.
I'm looking right now. Mine hasn't come in yet, but I believe it may
Mine
have.
has come in. It's nice.
Okay.
I don't have it.
I'm still waiting for mine, but I imagine it's my side that's waiting for. I heard my phone go, but I haven't seen it in my inbox yet. So, Jamie? What did you do it in? What program did you write it in?
It's a program called Picasa.
Oh, okay. How big the attachment is? So, let me see if I've got something in.
I got it. I got it.
Okay.
It's just me. I'm just waiting for it still. So.
I've just sent it to you again, anyway.
Okay. All right. Well, I have a pseudo preview of what it was like yesterday, so why don't we go ahead and start talking about it, and Jamie, go ahead and go over it. When it comes in, I'll open it up. I've got it. I got it.
Okay. So, don't be shy. I can change colors, I can change wordings, I can add more. I'm not a designer, I just know this program, which is why I said I could do it, because I've made a couple silly pictures with this program. So, comments?
I think it's great. Everything's there. Good job.
Yeah, I think that's all submissions we post on Facebook for voting. I would just add in the future, and I think that we put in some sort of a
Timeline?
Yeah, we don't want people to say, "Oh, I was going to submit something next year, and you guys didn't let me." And
I think until end of March. Is it okay? 2 months?
Yeah, I would say I'm good with that. You guys?
It's a little bit long.
Well, do we? The other question, Steve. Sorry to interrupt you. The other question is that do we want to put? We have on there it says the current logo being similar to the NBA and MLB logos. I would say in the U.S. you might say, and maybe I would. I might even spell that out, Jamie. I don't know. Bo, do people know what NBA and MLB are in Europe?
NBA is, yes, they know.
Okay, just making sure.
National Basketball Association.
Okay, and Major League Baseball, right?
Yeah, they know.
All right. May create problems as our sport grows and becomes more recognized. So, we'd like to hold a competition to design the logo. Keeping in mind that ISP is an international organization, use your minds and your skills, create a way. Send your submissions to... I would add, Jamie, I would like to put a date on it, and I would also add that we will have some kind of some sort of prizes for the winners, or for the winner, I should say. I'm working with Olaf to get a donation from his Funky Move Designs. and I'm working with Steve Steinberg to get something from Steinberg, and I'm going to try to pull in a couple of other things, whether they're, you know, gift cards or something, but I'm going to try to pull in some other stuff so we can actually give someone the something for the actual design, because the design will end up being property of ISPA.
What's with the gift card from Amazon or iTunes or something like this?
Yeah, the problem is I'm trying to get them donated to us rather than take out of ISPA funds to do it. So, but I'll see what I can do. I can probably get something from someone else.
That should also be in the flyer that the logo will be the property of.
Yeah, I would say we could do that, or either that, or we could say for, you know, we could put in there something about, I don't know, we can do that if we want to put a big disclaimer on there, but we'll have to write a disclaimer. The other thought is that you can say, maybe we should have for official rules, send an email to or ISPA logo contest @gmail.com with the subject of rules, and we'll send them back to someone. That way we don't have to write them until someone requests it. My guess is no one's going to request it. But you know, if you guys feel we should put them on there, we'll put them on there. It just means we have to write them.
I don't know, Jamie, what do you think?
Depending on what type of rules y'all are considering, I would say, will it be able to fit on there? What I could do is when I post it on Facebook, I could just list the rules in the description of the picture. But what kind of rules would there be for the competition? I mean, if in case someone does ask for them, we might as well discuss it.
The only two rules I can think of is the time frame and the property rights, the intellectual property rights. The logo is the property of the ISPA.
Yeah, it definitely becomes the property of the ISPA. There's no question about that. I'm just doing a quick Google search for there are many logo design. I Googled logo design contest rules. There are many places that have logo design contests, and they have their rules posted. Essentially, they just it's all legal. Eligibility, so the contest is open to who. How to enter, submission guidelines. The purpose of the contest is to design a logo for the ISPA. The logo will be used online, in print, merchandise, and to create blah, 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 blah. Talks about what we're looking for. While the logo needs to look good in relatively small sizes, it won't need to be shrunk in for different types of things. The logo must contain, maybe we have a certain criteria. I don't think we do. Like for example, well, here's one. Logo must contain the words or the words or letters ISPA. And then it goes into what the prizes are, judging the selection of a winner, and then intellectual property, which says all submitted work must be original, not based on any pre-existing design. All entries will become the sole property of the ISPA and may be displayed publicly on as the ISPA chooses. And the winning entry will be registered as a service mark for the ISPA. So I'm going to forward. Jamie, will you I'll forward you this that I found, and if you just take a look at it when you get a chance, that would be great. So let me at least get that over to you. It's on its way now, so okay.
Okay, not a problem. I have made notes of everything that you've read out. Basically, my opinion would be that our rules be that all submissions must be original and that they will become property of the ISPA. The contest is open to all players. How to enter, we covered that with our email. Submission process, we covered that with the email. And I can state how the logo will be used, media purposes.
Or you could just say as the ISPA sees fit. It becomes the intellectual property of us, so it would become our main logo. And you could just say
exactly.
Used in various forms. So I would take what I just sent you and you can probably just cut and paste that into Word, do some changing of the names that are associated in there, and look through it. It was really an easy read. And then you might just post on the flyer for complete listing of rules and terms. Please send an email to the ISPA logo contest at gmail.com with the word rules in the subject line, and you'll send something back to them.
Okay, so do you not want me to post the rules under the description of the flyer when I post it on Facebook, or when whoever posts it on Facebook?
Yeah, I don't. I'm fine with either way, so I would vote either way on that, whatever makes it easier. But I would think that you're going to have to, if you're going to post it on there, then you need to, and it's probably better to post it, but you need to. They need to be in a form very similar to like the one that I sent you. So take a look at that first, okay?
Yeah, I'll get the wording from that.
Okay, cool. I like it though. I think it's cool. And then we just need to post on the flyer that there will be a prize, and we'll get that information to you somehow of what the prize will be. I'm working on it. Anybody else have any idea on anything from prize standpoint? I mean, I like Bo. I like your idea. I'm fine with doing an iTunes gift card or something, and the ISPA does have some funds. We can spend $100 on a gift card, and that would be cheaper than buying a logo from anyone, and I think more meaningful coming from the community.
Yeah, I'm okay with the $100 gift card idea.
Bo?
Yeah, I second that.
Okay, let's go ahead. Let's do this. It's outside of an action item, but let's go ahead and we'll just add that in, Jamie. That since it's been nominated in second, let's go ahead and have just a quick vote on additional $100 iTunes gift card for the logo design contest. So if you'll go ahead and call a vote, we'll go ahead and do that.
Just a question. The iTunes card will obviously have to be relative to who wins, so we can't purchase that until the winning one. Sorry, I'm babbling here. For example, America has an iTunes, Canada has an iTunes. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing Germany has their own iTunes. So just putting it out there that the card can only be purchased once the winning logo has been chosen.
Let me check real quick. It might be that a gift card are universal.
I think they're universal. I got a gift card from the US, and it works in Germany too.
There's actually something on the Apple support community website of a person that lives in India, and he says, we don't get iTunes gift cards here. My friend is going to mail me one from the United States, and I wanted to know. The answer, and this was March 18th of 2012, is they're only, it says that it's, I believe it's a wrong answer. It says that it's only valid in the country issued, but I know that the guys from Germany buy iTunes. They buy iTunes gift cards in the U.S. because of the exchange rate. Actually, excuse me, the guy responded again. Hang on here. It says right here, pulling it up. The option mentioned appears to be relative only to Europe. Sorry, but no, seems possible. Europe. Vouchers issued in a given country can only be used in that country. A UK gift card can only be redeemed in the UK iTunes store, so there's no way you can use that voucher. I wonder if it's new.
Maybe we can try it out. If you send me a gift card from iTunes, Rob, I send you the money, and I test it.
Well, I can tell you that Canadian iTunes doesn't work with American, and American doesn't work with Canadian, so it wouldn't surprise me if Germany doesn't work with American. Just saying.
I will do this. I can find out. I'll go ahead and find out specifically and see what the official word from Apple is. We've got enough contacts there. We can figure that out. So.
Yeah, and we don't have to buy the card today. I was just putting it out there that we need to make sure that the card is relative to whoever wins in their country for iTunes.
Yeah, that's fine. And then in your post, make sure that it says something to the fact of other Segway-related prize, or actually just say other prizes, but the primary prize that will be listed will be, after we vote, if it gets approved, I would put $100 US. So just make sure it says US behind it so that people don't, get an idea from another country that it's a different form of currency.
No problem. Made the note. All right. I'm gonna call a vote. Ross,
Yes.
Crawforst,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
and I am yes.
Okay, great. Steve, I have not gotten you all of the stuff yet. I'm trying to put it into an Expanda file and make sense of it before I send it all down. So
Okay.
I apologize for it. I will get it to you. So once we get that, then and we find out who the winner is, then you'll be able to issue the purchase of that at whatever point. So
I'm going to be up in your neck of the woods the end of next week if you want to get together.
yeah, let me see. End of next week is completely open. I have Thursday, Friday completely open. Wednesday's pretty packed, but Thursday, Friday open.
Yeah, I'll still be in Palm Springs on Wednesday. Let's do Friday.
All right, let's do that. Send me an email and we'll get together on that day for sure.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay, are we good, Jamie, on the contest? You know what we're doing? Oh, who's going to post? Jamie, I believe, well, anyone can post, but probably let's get this.
Yeah, I'm not a rep of. I'll send it to you and Bo, and between the two of you, decide who posts. Because
Yeah.
I'm not a rep of ISPA on the Facebook.
Yeah, and you don't have to be to post. So, you mean you're not on the ISPA?
I don't have to. I don't have to be to post, but it'll come up as me. Whereas if one of you posts, it'll come up as ISPA, won't it?
Yeah,
Since
well,
you're.
it'll come. It comes up as us. But the point is that I need to know: do you have access to the ISPA team representative site? Are you on that site as that group as well as the regular?
Yes, I'm on two groups.
Okay. I think, Bo, we should have you post it. I want people to understand that you're the guy that's out there that's in front of everybody. So when you get the information, please send it to me as well so I can put it into the ISPA files. But that's fine.
Okay, I will post it if Jamie sends me the thing, and I post it on Facebook then.
Okay, great. And
Okay.
the only thing we haven't ratified yet is the dates for how long it's going to run. Bo's suggestion at the end of March. I don't think that's too long. I think giving people the creative freedom, it's not like we're in any rush to get this logo.
Yeah, we're on the 6th of February. I'm good with the end of March.
Okay.
All right. Well, then it'll be end of March on there. So you'll add that, Jamie, right?
Yeah, I'll make all the amendments that we've noted, and I'll send it out to all of you. And if anyone has any issues, then you can say it, and I'll make those changes. If not, actually, yeah, when I send it, can everyone write back, fine, this is approved, or no, I'd like this added? That way, if there's no changes, then Bo will have it already, and he can post it. So I'd like everyone to approve it once I send it out, and then I'll make any changes if necessary, and then Bo can post it straight away so we can get that out there.
Okay. All right, moving on to 4D. ISPA individual member 2013 costs. We talked a little bit last meeting about bringing in more financial resources to the ISPA to be able to help out in our sanctioned events and be able to utilize the money towards more benefits to the members. And my suggestion was to switch the membership around from a team membership at $100 a year to an individual fee. And because we don't have a lot of benefits to provide the members today, although we will try to work hard to get those done this year, but I thought because memberships are due that we should look at something very inexpensive like $15 US, which converts to $11 euro, or approximately, by the way, I've rounded these numbers. And it's been, it was originally talked that those numbers were felt to be too low, and so I want to open up that discussion. I just ran some of the numbers, and I thought I'd go through those with you so we all have them. If we charge an individual fee...
I think I've lost Rob. Steve, Bo, are you there?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Yes, I'm there.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Oh, hold on. They're trying to get back. Hang tight. Can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you. I never lost you.
I can hear you. No problem.
Jamie?
I think we lost Jamie.
Yeah, there's a note on my screen that's says there's a problem with this call. Hold on while we try to get the call back. So it's trying to get her back on.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, and she's showing offline on mine. Barbados doesn't have the greatest internet, so.
Yeah. I like Barbados for 2015.
Yeah. I honestly don't think it would be too big of a call for them. The Barbados Tourism Authority is kind of itching to get people back there. So.
Yeah, I know.
Although I say we'd have to go. We got to figure out, Bo. At some point, we're going to have to figure out the traditional travel and holiday schedules for Europe and for the U.S. so that we can all get on the same page, because that's been one of the big issues with travel schedules, because we don't know when school is in session and those types of things. So it would help out.
I can send you that, but
well, we talk about it.
In Germany, we Germans are crazy. We change the holidays every year. So it's not from every year from the 1st of July until end of August. It depends in which part of Germany you live in. This is different to another part. So if you live in Cologne or you live in Munich, you got different holidays.
Well, we have the same situation with regard to schools here. We definitely have the same situation. I mean, there's our summer break. Most of the children from school get out, and it can range anywhere from the middle of May to the first or second week in June. And when they go back to school, can be as late as the first week in September and as early as the first week in August. It just depends on their school schedules.
Okay, so it's the same like in Germany then.
Yeah. So, but generally speaking, summertime is when our kids are out, and that's
I lose you.
a general thing. I'm still here. Well, Steve's lost too. Are you still there, Bo?
Yes, I'm there.
Huh. Steve's gone too. That's weird.
We got the German Telekom here, so it's very good.
Well, that's interesting. I just got a advertisement, which was interesting as well. All right, it's just you and I on the call right now. Hang on, let's see what we got here. I see Steve. Let me add him back in.
Everybody there?
Yeah, I can see fine. I don't know what happened.
I don't see Jamie.
No, Jamie's still listed as invisible or offline. I've tried to add her back a few times. So
Here, looks like she's coming through, but not yet.
no, that's me adding her. But all right, well, we'll continue talking about it, and she's got the ability to flip through the call here and get on notes too. Maybe she's rebooting or something of that nature. So, all right. So essentially, and I'll mention U.S. and Euro because I did the conversion, and I've rounded these without any prior to the decimal point. So if we do a 2013 fee for 2013 of $15 U.S., that's 11 euros. That would bring in a total revenue to ISPA for 2013 of $2,160. On the team fees, we have approximately 20 teams, and at $100, that would bring in $2,000. And then we have about 144 members that I see based on my list right now. So a little bit more, but not much. It's essentially a wash, or it'd be the same. If we increase that to 20, so go ahead, Steve.
Oh, I was going to say, if you increase it to 20, it's just under 15 euros.
Right. So 20 is 15 euros, and that brings in $2,880 US, by the way. If we increase it to 40 US, oh, I see Jamie back on. Hang on, let me add her. Accept, Jamie, add. See if she gets back in here. She's on, it says she's online, so. All right, we'll see what happens. If we increase it to 40 US, that's approximately 30 euros. That brings in $5,760 US. Oh, now she's calling. Hold on, answer. It's going to put my active call on hold. Add to the conference. Jamie, are you there?
Hi, my net went down. Apologies.
That's okay.
Yay, you're back.
Don't worry about it. You're back. It's good. All right, we were just talking about the total revenue. I'll go over it real quickly. There's 144 members, players, or actually not players, members in the ISPA, and those are made up of 20 teams. If we do the $100 team fee, we bring in $2,000 US to the ISPA. Looking at changing to an individual fee or a member fee. Oh wait, we just lost Jamie again. That's all right. She's probably having internet. We'll just keep going. So back at $40, like I was saying, we have $5,760 US that would be brought in. If we increase that to 40 euros and 55 US, it's $7,920. And my goal is to see eventually us to get to a $75 per player US fee, which would be 55 euros, and that's going to bring in $10,800 per year to ISPA, and I think that gives us the most flexibility to do things. I don't know where to go with this first year. I think that as long as we have benefits to the players, we'll be able to get whatever fee we want as long as we're providing 2, 3, 4 times that amount in actual benefits to the players. This year, we're asking them to trust us, and that's a big call because the ISPA has not been very trustworthy in the past.
No, it hasn't. I agree. Going up in steps and stages, it would be the best call, just so that we build that trust and keep the first year down 20, 25 US, the next year 50, and the following year 75 might be the better way to go.
My thought on that is I tend to disagree. Only that I agree with part of it. I think that we should keep this first year down, but I have a feeling that we have so many visible projects this year and so many things we're going to do for the members. I think that we're going to build that trust in 1 year, and I can see us easily going to 75 next year. That's my thought on it. I don't think anybody's going to question it next year because they're going to see what we're talking about. I mean, we're talking, one of the things that we're going to be talking about if this goes forward is ISPA membership cards and a membership kit. That's very, very visible to them. And I think if I all of a sudden one day got a membership kit in the mail from the ISPA, I'd be shocked. So I disagree with the stepping over several years, but I think that it's definitely an option.
Okay, stepping over 2 years rather than 3. What would be a membership kit? Do you envision?
Well, I think that in your membership kit they get a membership card with their name printed on it. And hopefully on the back of the membership card it'll have certain discounts that we can work on. I'd love to see even if they're just regular ongoing things. Like I know my local bank has a 10% iTunes discount or 5% iTunes discount, something like that. Maybe some ongoing discounts with some Segway merchandise. Maybe we can work on those things. So they get some kind of something by just holding on to that card, beyond the fact that card will be the only way that they'll be able to register for a ISPA sanctioned event in the future. You got to be a member for them to be in that situation. The other things that can be in the packet can be the bylaws of the ISPA, a copy of the rules, maybe an ISPA a mouse pad, something that basically is just a welcome kit that they get in the mail that says, you've paid your dues, you are a welcome member, here's a signification that you are part of this group. And I see that when you join other groups, I think it's a good idea, and I'm hoping that we can. It's just a beginning. It's an easy way for us to begin to start getting people into getting something. Because if we just say, hey, we're going to do it on a player basis this year, and we're going to charge whatever the amount is, I'm not sure we would get as many signups as we think. I think that we need to have something out there. We show a picture of the ISPA membership card. I mean, it's never been done before.
Agreed. It never has been done before. I think that this is a good thing. The end goal is to make us a viable organization, and as such, doing this membership at $70 USD would give us quite a bit of capital to work with. What are we going to do with this capital?
Well, I think the ultimate goal of the ISPA is to provide benefits to the members in some way. That benefit can come in a lot of different ways. It can come through, it can be a body for giving away funds to tournaments. It can be for, maybe we change the structure of like the goals, for example. I had said that before. I'd said, yeah, and if the tournament people pay for the goals, then we can ship them out there. Maybe the ISPA with funds can cover that cost. We also have the ability to use that to further the sport and help with sponsors, getting sponsors in. For example, Steve, you and I had talked about going and meeting up with Segway Corporate this year and reaching out to them for a sponsorship. I don't think that that's a good use of funds for you and I to spend a couple of $1,000s to go out there of our own money in order to bring in money for everybody else. I think that's something that ISPA should be able to fund. It's not a trip that is a willy-nilly, flying all over the world trip. It's something that really makes sense, and I think this year might be the way to do that. So, there's the operation of that. The other thing that we need to use money for is the general operation of the ISPA. We're at a point where we're going to start having things that are ISPA things that we need to deal with. Currently, we can deal with them. For example, the nets. So, yeah, currently I can put those in my garage. That's not a big deal. But we have paperwork. We have subscriptions to things like when we talk about Teamer, there's a subscription cost there. There's bank fees. We will have telephone fees that are associated with people being able to get in touch with us, hosting fees for websites, emails, things like that. So although we can run the organization as a smaller organization and get donations for a lot of that, I'll donate websites and things like that, but I don't think that we can count on people doing things for the benefit of the sport forever. And we need to start looking at the financial viability of the ISPA as a whole. So I think there's a lot of uses for it, but not ones that we're going to be able to pinpoint today.
But should there be, when you do these to a membership fee for every person, do they have to get a contract or something like this then?
Contract for what?
For the membership in the ISPA. If you go in Germany, if you go to a sports club, you have to be a member and you have to sign an agreement that you are willing to pay for this year the fee in cost of something a bit.
Usually what we would do with that is we would say that if you pay the fee, that you're agreeing to the terms that are included with the fee. And it basically, I think the terms with the player fee would be pretty straightforward. It gives you the ability to play in an ISPA sanctioned event. I truly believe that when we sanction events in the future, that we should be saying you can't play in a ISPA sanctioned event unless you're an ISPA member. I've never heard of a sport, everybody that plays for the NBA is part of the NBA, and they pay dues to be part of the NBA. Now, I don't know what benefit they get from the NBA other than they all get a very big salary, and we don't have the ability to do that. But everyone that joins an organization we've got to look for ways to provide member benefits. Steve, you and I had thrown around, when we first brought this up a long time ago, we had thrown around things like medical insurance during tournament play. So, Bo, you come to the U.S. or you go to Barbados or somewhere else and you're playing in a tournament and you get hurt. Well, your ISPA membership might include, as one of the benefits, some medical coverage so that you're not looking at out-of-pocket expenses for getting hurt, or it might include discounts on rental cars and hotels, which we would force the player hotel to include the discounts. It might include travel insurance. I mean, there's just so many things.
I understand this, but should it be written down for the members?
Yes, I think they would get that in their welcome kit.
Okay. Yeah, then I understand it. Okay. But
go ahead.
But the welcome kit is after you paid the fee. So it should be an announcement before you pay the fee what includes the fee.
Correct.
So it's clear to all people what they are paying for.
That's correct. And we would post that on, it would be, there would be a whole section of the ISPA website dedicated to becoming a member of the ISPA, and it would list out exactly what the benefits are. These are the benefits that you get for being an ISPA, and we would have to, we're a small community. I think that we would talk to the people and say, we're going to be adding benefits. That's going to be one of the primary goals, is we add benefits for the players, and we're hoping, and we let them know. We've discounted this year. It's normally $75 US per player. And this year we're going to be charging a lot less because we don't have the benefits there yet.
Right.
And we need to prove ourselves to you.
Okay, I understand it. Okay, that's good for me. Yeah. I'm fine with this.
Okay, Jamie, your thoughts? Is Jamie even there?
Yeah, I'm there. Again, I'm going to change from
Word
to Skype. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I like the idea of a welcome kit. It kind of justifies the family feel that Segway has. I'm with you guys everywhere. I think we should decide what figure we want to use this year, because we're still kind of iffy on that. I still think 15 is too low, but what do you guys think?
I think that's the primary conversation, but I think prior to having the conversation about the pricing is really to decide if, and again, we don't have to make a decision yet. We've got time to do this, but to really decide if this is the direction we need to go in. I don't know what people will bear. I don't know how much money before people will say, oh, geez, this is just another way to get a bunch of money from us. And I don't think that's the case. I really don't think that that's the case. Let's see. I don't know why. Sorry, my Skype just popped up and wants me to take a survey. So I just stopped. I don't know. I don't know what to.
Steve, it's gone.
Yeah, it's okay. He'll come back. We'll get him back. I'm adding him now, so we'll see if it reconnects.
I agree to Jamie that $15 is very, very low. If you want to get $75 the next year, so let's give them a discount of 50%.
So
That's fair.
that would convert to
$37.50, so about $35 we could call it.
Yeah, sure. Or make it up to 80 and 40. It's not easier to decide.
That works out to be $37.50. Works out to be 27.72 euros. So if we said 38 US, 28 euro.
Yeah, that's okay. For me, it's
38
okay.
is kind of a random number. Do you want to do 35 or 40? I mean, 38 is fine, but it just seems like a weird number. So do we do 40 or 35, or do we stick with 38?
We could do 35.25. 35 US, 25 euro.
Yeah, I like that idea.
35 US actually translates to 25.87 euro.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
How do you say? Oops, he came on and then left. How do you say? Like in the U.S., Bo, we say $25.87. How would you say that in Europe when you're talking about euro? So I know how to pronounce it properly.
It's 35 euros and 55 cents. So
Okay.
same.
So it uses cents.
So
Okay.
you use euros instead of US and cents is cents. So same.
Okay, good. Steve was trying to get back on, so I'm going to try to add him again real quick. Okay. Okay, so 35 US, 25 euros. Steve, are you back with us?
I sure am.
Okay, sorry about that. So that will be Steve. What we're talking about is the question is the first question is whether we really pursue going down and changing the ISPA to be a member organization. I think we have great support from the people that I've talked to all over the world. I don't think this is even a question of whether to do this, but that's me. I don't want to steamroll anybody on that. If we do decide to do that, then the question of 2013. While you were off, we were talking, and it seems like the median number would be an approximately 50% discount from next year, which would be 35 US or 25 euros, and that would give us a projected income into ISPA of $5,040 US. I mean, I'm fine with that. I just don't know what people will bear. So that's really the big discussion for me.
So
If you think about it, at $100 per team, that's still $15 per person. So jumping it to 35 is a $20 difference. I don't think as I said last week, when people see everything that we intend to give them back, I don't think anyone's really going to have an issue with a $20 increase.
Okay. Would you guys all agree that if we post the benefits on whatever it is, whether we post them on the website or whatever, before we do this, if we post the benefits there, do you think it would be acceptable? I think they'll start off with an introduction from me saying, look, this is what we're trying to do, and we really believe we can accomplish this, and these are the benefits that we are planning on providing, that they're not available all today, but we're planning on providing those. Do you think that will go over well with the community, or do you think we have to provide the benefits? Because if we have to provide them up front, we're going to have a problem with people signing up. We're going to have to start wanting people are going to start wanting proration discounts.
Well, we've only just started, and you can notice on the comments to the posting of our meeting from last week, people are already impressed at what we've done and how we're proceeding. So I don't think that we need to have the benefits up front, because we're doing what we said we would do. I think people will trust us because we're showing that we're working our best here, and if we say we're going to do all we can to provide, I think people will believe that we're going to do what we say we're going to try to do. So I don't think the benefits need to be up front. Once we make it clear of what we're trying to accomplish and that we will put in the work to provide the benefits for them, I don't think they'll need to be upfront.
Bo, Steve?
I agree with Jamie. I got an ovation at our last practice from all the people that were in attendance, based on what they saw online and Facebook. It was great. So I think that without doing the benefits up front, we're going to be okay.
Okay, Bo?
I agree to this. Yes.
All right. Well then, do we want to wait till next meeting, or do you want to move this to an action item and make a vote to start this process? It's not something. I mean, it's going to take some time for us to get done. I would say 30 days or more. But do we want to go ahead and move it down to an action item and
I say we move on it.
Okay.
I second that.
All right. Well then, if Steve's going to nominate it and Bo will second on it, let's go ahead and have the vote. I want to be clear on record though, what we're voting for, so everyone's under the and anyone listening to this understands. We're voting to fundamentally change the records and bylaws of the ISPA to change the membership structure from a team-based membership to an individual member, to an individual membership. And the reason I say member is to be clear that although player is the primary focus, members could come from different areas, and that will be something that will be discussed as we go farther down this road. With that said, we will start off the 2013 membership year with a $35 US, 25 euro membership fee for 2013 on a per player basis, working to increase the membership benefits as we move through the year. So, Jamie, will you call a vote on that?
Okay, Ross?
Yes.
Crawforst?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
And Hull is yes.
All right. Well, that's a big one, guys. I have a feeling it's gonna ruffle some feathers, but at the same time, I think that's gonna set up the ISPA to be able to provide benefits for the players on an ongoing basis. You just can't do anything without funds, and I think it's going to be a world of change when the players see this. I'm very, very excited about that. All right, let's move on.
I got a question about this point again.
Absolutely.
Is there a time limit to pay the fee?
Well, again, it's going to be open for discussion. It'll definitely be on. In fact, Jamie, let's get that on the next agenda for sure as one of the presentations, and then we'll probably have several action items based on that. But my thought on that is I don't like the idea that Olaf has done in the past where he's prorated. If you join after August, you get this discount. If you join here, I think that we have a set fee, and they can join whenever they want. But the price is the same, and the benefits that they get they don't start until you join. And I would also really encourage us to think about when we're talking about sanctioning tournaments, and that's going to be a big topic for us this year. I think that we should talk about ways to control being allowed into a tournament unless you're a member. And I think that's a crucial point, and it'll make people join. And, I'd like people to join in January when we start our year, but if they choose to wait till August and join, that's fine. There's no discount in my mind, and we let them join in August.
I'm with you on that. There shouldn't be a 12-month fee or an 11-month or a 6-month. The fee is for the year. You will become a member if you join in January. You become a member if you join in August. Fees will be renewable in January. That's my opinion. That's what we do.
I agree.
Okay.
All right.
Too.
All right, let's move on to action item 5A. Teamer. We talked about it. I kind of gave a little presentation last time. Did everybody have a chance to go in and just take a look at the back end of Teamer that I gave access to?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let's open it for discussion before we vote on whether we should use it or not. I can answer as many questions as I possibly can, so let's go ahead and open that up. What do you guys think of Teamer?
I don't have too many questions on it. I was quite impressed with the website, and I think that once we get more information on there and once teams start setting up their own pages, I think it's going to be a great media outlet and we'll have good exposure.
My comment is the websites that are generated, that are the templated websites, are not fantastic. They're a little bit entry level, but we do have it just where it gets me is the ability to communicate with the members. We do have a crude accounting package there. It's really mostly a modified check register, but it gives us the ability to put up events. For example, if we sanction an event, let's say the WAS Cup, for example, if we put WAS Cup as a group, give it its own web page, and put the registration for that event online, we can make that event registration only open to members. So if you're not part of the ISPA membership, you won't be able to register for that event, and that's going to encourage people to join. So I look at it from that. I like the ability to send out emails that are pre-formatted, pre-done, ready to go, and text messages for quick communication if we want to. I love the ability to have a phone number with the ISPA information on there that we can have do things for us. And I think one of the initial benefits that we get when we move to a member organization is when we create a group from within Teamer, that group can be anything. So it can be a group like we create a group called WAS Cup 2013. That group would then have a web page, would have a calendar, would have information, and would have the ability to create its own store. Well, one of the specific benefits from a team standpoint is that every team that gets created has player/members on it, and those teams will be created as group. So every team gets their own website, every team gets all their own store if they want to choose their own merchandise, their own events, their own everything. I think I like that portion of it. I just love the communication that we're going to get and the exposure we're going to get. That's my take. Steve, Bo?
I've been taking a look. I took a look at it. I like it, and I wanted the other two to take a look.
I like it too, but you have to get used to it. It was very, very much stuff in there, and I tried a little bit, but you wrote me, Rob, to be careful if I do something in there, and I just was thinking about to change the language into German, but I didn't do this. So if I could do this, it would be more helpful for me to get used to the program. And there's such a huge variety of things you can do in this program. So it's very, very confusing me in the first time. Maybe I can learn something when I use it more often than this once.
I think that's fine. I would like you to go back in there. If you can jot this down really quick, write this down. When you log back in the upper right hand corner, there's going to be a blue button that says Settings.
Yeah, I know. I was on this field. I was on the field to change it into German.
Yes,
but,
I want you to do that.
I don't want to destroy it because then I didn't do this. I saw it, but I didn't take the point then.
Okay, what I want you to do is let me look at a contact just really quickly, I want to see if I look at myself, do I have the ability to change my personal language? And I'm not sure if I do or not. Groups, social, contact info. That's a really good question. If we can do that on an individual basis. If so, then I'd like to do that. But in the meantime, since it's not publicly available for people to go and look at, please change it so you can look around. So I know you know the concepts and everything that are there, but please take the time to go look at it. Change it to German. Just change it back to English when you're done, so the next person, or actually if I log back in, I guess I can change it to English when I'm using it. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to change anything else. So please do that.
Okay, I'll try this then the next time.
In the meantime, I'd really like to move that we accept Teamer. The cost is by far the cheapest cost that I've ever found on anything that can do this, and I'd like to start working to get at least the ISPA portion implemented so that we can start having some visibility out there to people. So,
and again, what is the cost?
$9.95 per month.
I'll second that.
Okay, actually, you'd have to first it because I can't call for that.
I nominate it. Oh.
Thank you. I can second.
And I second it.
Okay, great. Jamie, we'll put it down that Steve nominated and Bo seconded. All right, let's call to vote on the acceptance of use as Teamer as our primary contact resource manager and our communication system with our players and members.
Ross,
Yes.
Crawforest,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
and Hole, yes.
Okay, great. The last two items on our agenda, the public agenda that I will post on Facebook, those next two items are listed as private matters. So we'll talk about those offline in just a moment. So we're going to skip down to item 7, new business not on the agenda. Anything that anybody wants to put on to talk about on this meeting?
I'm clear.
Okay. Steve?
I'm fine. I'm clear.
Okay.
I'm clear.
All right, great. And I don't have anything else to add as well. So we'll close off with BOD member comments. So starting with you, Steve.
I have no comments.
Bo?
I got a little comment. I put on my camera and you can see it.
That's funny because I can't. But
Me neither.
I'll turn mine on as well
can I.
to see what happens. So you can see it on yourself, Bo, but it didn't come through on our side. So we'll figure it out. I'm going to work with Skype to do that. I've got a large internet connection here, so I know it can't be us or me, but at the same time I want to make sure that it's something that maybe I'm doing on my end. So I'll take a look at that. Any other comments, Bo? Is everyone there?
I'm still
here.
Okay. Bo, are you still there? Okay, we'll take that as no comments and move forward. And Jamie, you got anything to say?
No, I'm clear on comments.
Okay. All right. Well, with that said, we will adjourn the February 6, 2013 ISPA board member regular agenda and move to the private items.